Blue skies greeting the F4 British Championship runners here at Knockhill. Always a great round and always one that we look forward to. And the drivers about to embark on their partial reverse grid race before we have the outright fastest off the front later on. Pole position for this one, 12th in qualifying yesterday, and pole then to full. We'll come back to that. That's all right, no worries. So qualifying 12th yesterday, and therefore assuming pole position for the partial reverses, August Raber with Adam Alzari alongside Chase Fernandez and Theo Palmer on row 2. Then it's Tommy Harfield and Jimmy Pizzi completing the 3rd row. 7th on the grid is Ari Bansal, then it's Martin Molnar with championship leader Fionn McLaughlin next up, Ethan Jeff Hall in 10th. 11th on the grid is Rowan Campbell-Pilling, ahead of the man we'll see on pole position later on today, that's Thomas Behrman. Ella Lloyd on row 7 with Yu Hao Fu. Henry Jocelyn on row 8 with Xavier Abramides. Cole Hewitson on row 9 with our onboard camera car, that's Elba Larson for Chris Dittman Racing. Row 10, Ian Kraling, a newcomer to the championship. Next to him, the American Henry Mercier. Hani Sadiq, warm welcome to him as well. Guy Olbage for Rodin next up. And our final welcome newcomer is Joseph Smith for High Tech. Cars coming out of the Taylor's hairpin, and it's a massive climb, isn't it, uphill. I watched yesterday's races, I always do on the Saturdays, down at the exit of the hairpin, and it always amazes me, the climb, and watching the cars at the back of the grid have got a fair old climb, haven't they, to get up to the start line.
Yeah, exactly, but also just up that hairpin, you know, at the last corner, it's if you ever walk it, it is so steep, so you've really got to roll off the brakes when you turn into that corner, just to make sure that the car goes up the hill and it actually rotates nicely for you. But like you say as well, right now, as you can see on board with Larson, it is a hell of a steep hill, and then it obviously creeps back down again when you come over the brow.
August Raber assuming pole position, and Adam Alzari, both of whom have won races in the early part of the year and find themselves in a very competitive season on reverse grid poles. They'd much rather be on the front for the fastest off the front races, but they'll take whatever results that they can get from this position, and both of them extremely capable of winning, as is Chase Fernandez, he's 3rd. Theo Palmer and Tommy Harfield will be looking to get decent results here as well, as we wait for the start of the second of the 3 races this weekend here in Scotland. Let's see what Raber can do. Alzari was slightly better, in fact a lot better, and gets ahead as they come off the line. Is he going to assume the lead as he goes to Duff Stip? He is. In 3rd position, it's Chase Fernandez, but the poleman, August Raber, you were saying to me before we came to Airfield that he's been struggling a little bit this weekend.
He has. He's had a very good start to the season, but yeah, he started to struggle midway through, and yeah, real bad start there. As you can see, he was weaving. We've got someone further back, and it's that's Larson, that's our onboard camera, and it's is it Jocelyn or is it the other Fortec car?
26 car is Henry Jocelyn, yeah, with the blue mirrors. He's going to be feeling a little bit blue after that, so a clash of the 2 blues. The blue car of Elba Larson, we've got the onboard of that, so we'll be able to see what happened a little bit later on with the replay. It does instigate an immediate safety car, which will eat into the 20-minute racing time here at Knockhill. Massive crowd in the background. You can see all the park and view drivers that are here. And Scott Stringfellow gets his first go in the new Lotus safety car, which is great to see. And our thanks to Lotus for partnering up with F4. And that's the reason why.
Yeah, you can see there's some damage there on the rear right, and obviously a lot of damage on the front of the Fortec car of Jocelyn. So, yeah, I would imagine that Larson has tried to turn in to turn 3 and just got turned around by Jocelyn. But let's have a look shortly at the onboard and the replay and see what happened. There's another car as well. Is that a high-tech car that's
Behrman,
further?
Isn't it?
Is it Behrman? No, I think it's
Behrman, I think.
Is it Behrman? Oh no,
yeah, it is Behrman.
Pole sitter as well for the last race of the weekend. So yeah, not great for the high-tech car of Behrman when he has had such a good weekend so far with a second and then a pole for later on. But yeah, real shame. Interesting to see what happened there. I think that must be 2 different incidents.
This is fascinating, actually. We've had a coincidence here because the mini race that we had earlier on in the morning had the driver who was on pole position for the main race of the day a little bit later on got taken out on the first lap as well, and Thomas Behrman's out. So we've got two outright pole setters having issues, which is a big shame. But Thomas they'll get the car back together, and we'll see what Thomas can do from pole. But it's lovely to see him qualifying first and second for the two fastest off the front races. He really has arrived. He took a win. ITV viewers will imagine that he's had this role since Alton Park, which he won the truncated race at Alton, and then arrives at Knockhill, and we're reporting that he's on pole. F4 have actually had two events since Alton Park, which we'll talk about either during this race or later on, as the two drivers receive the attendance of the marshals, just making sure that the drivers are okay and doing everything they can to recover things as efficiently as possible. And that nice wide shot there just showing Thomas's car over to the right, Thomas Behrman. Thomas grabbing a podium at the... It was lovely to have an away day at the British Grand Prix. It wasn't part of the F4 Championship, but it was a super weekend's racing. We had two races, and Thomas was third in the second race very early on the Sunday morning in front of a massive crowd, and it was just wonderful for F4 to be part of the GP meeting.
It certainly was, wasn't it? Yeah, having F4, F3, F2 and F1 all on one weekend, especially with it being the British F4. That was fantastic, and I think you were commentating it, weren't you? Yeah,
I was lucky enough to be asked to do it, and had a great time with the guys at the F1 TV putting that together.
I must have missed that email. I didn't get that memo.
I think the issue, well, you were at the track, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
We were at the production centre elsewhere. It was mentioned, but because...
Yeah, I know, I'm joking.
If it had been at Silverstone, the commentary, you'd have been there.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
I was in the bar.
Anyway. It was in
Let's see what happened further back here. There's definitely two incidents. As you can see, there's Vortec car got squeezed wide. He had no choice. He's absolutely out of control. Not his fault, I don't think, at all. And the grass is obviously not as grippy as the tarmac, so he has nowhere to go, spinning out of control. And unfortunately, it took out Larson. She wouldn't have seen that coming whatsoever. So we'll see on board now exactly what happened as she's coming into turn one. Get nice and clean through turn one and turn two. Further back, she won't see this, but the Vortec car has been squeezed on the grass as she turns in. She has actually tried to avoid that. She saw it coming, but she still had nowhere to go. Really unfortunate for the CDR driver.
It is. Elba being picked up as a Ferrari driver as well, a test driver, which is great for the women. So there was a car went down the escape road, wasn't there, which I think preempted what happened with the 25 car.
Yeah, we missed that again, but we don't really know what happened to Behrman as well, because his incident was actually different, because them two were having the collision at turn 3, and then just before turn 4, that's where Behrman is pulled off. So we'll see further back now what exactly happened. Yeah, you can see he just had nowhere to go. The XL car was just squeezing him onto the grass, and Jocelyn, unfortunately, we couldn't do anything about it. Unfortunately, that's probably just a racing incident.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was trying to work out which car. I wonder if it was Thomas Behrman that went down the escape road. It's difficult to see from that angle who went there. As the safety car goes round again. And Kieran Salmons, who's the co-driver, navigator, if you like, in the safety car, was telling me yesterday, apparently wasps like yellow for some reason. I think that's the thing. And he goes, I don't like wasps, so they've wrapped the front of the car. He said, I'm keeping the windows closed. So the windows will be closed on the yellow-fronted safety car to keep Kieran and Scott safe. But be honest, the last thing you want is a wasp buzzing around in there when you're trying to control the race.
And there are a lot at the minute, aren't there? We had a very warm spring, so warm and damp, and that's why we've got a lot of wasps quite early. So yeah, but hopefully there's not going to be too many today, so all the viewers are pretty safe. There are plenty of them out there. I couldn't believe the queues coming into the circuit.
To keep all the naturalists happy, they are of course a very valuable part of the whole ecosystem.
Yes, yeah. Course,
unless they sting you, in which case you hate them. So yeah, it's a pity for the young Danish racer. We'll hopefully see her back on track for race 3. And it robbed us of a little bit of onboard coverage as well, which is a pity. We'll send her the bill for the for the camera.
And that's Behrman's car also being put on the low loader, and hopefully with 13 minutes left we should very soon be going green and getting this race underway. But yeah, great start for Al Azari, who was in the yellow, black and white Rodin car. got a very good start on the front row in P2 and got past Rayber. In fact, Fernandez also nearly got past Rayber. Yeah, if we do see a replay of that, Rayber was very confident in keeping that car behind him, because the way that he weaved all the way to the first corner, there was no way anyone was coming through.
No, for sure. Having a quick look, championship positions. McLaughlin down in 9th. Here's the replay of the start.
Yeah, let's just see what exactly happened. It was just a very good launch from Al-Azhari. Rayber had nothing he could do about that, but then weaving left, right, getting some temperature in his tyres as well, which helps, and yeah, keeping the XL car of Fernandez behind him. And then we see again, we might be able to see the shot from Behrman here. So Behrman, I can see. No, it's not him. No, I don't exactly know what happened to Behrman. We never actually saw in the end. This is the incident again with Jocelyn and Larson. I think I just saw then he had a bit of contact as he was going out of shot, and that's what pushed him into the gravel and took him out of the race. So yeah, I didn't see exactly who it was with, but I think I just saw his car lift up in the air.
From up in the air to up on the recovery truck as Elba Larsson's car is moved away by the telehandler, and we've actually lost half the time in the race, which is a shame. It was a big incident though, and thankfully all the drivers out of the car, and it's the recovery truck that leads this one, Phil, as they come through the chicane.
Yeah, it needs to get out of the way quite quick, because it's quite a narrow part of the circuit, that. I'm sure there's another way out to get this car off the track, but yeah, we are definitely losing a lot of this race. Some of these circuits maybe just not quite big enough anymore for big grids like this, but yeah, we still enjoy coming to Knockhill. It's a fantastic circuit, especially with two of the corners. You end up getting a little bit airborne, which is always fun. You can't say that very often in a single-seater.
No, the drivers love it. There's always these discussions about, you know, does this in any way prepare them for racing on some of the rather antiseptic Grand Prix circuits? And no, it doesn't. But it does give them experience of, you know, racing on different types flying. Of different types of tracks. I'm reminded of some of the conversations I had last year at the media get-together pre-season, and you know, asking all the drivers from overseas, you know, what are your thoughts? So they at the time just come back from here, and some of them have been away in the UAE, sort of driving on these great big flat car park type tracks, and then come here, and you know, what's your view on it? And I remember Yuhao Fu saying, oh, it's a very interesting track. Yeah. And then Nina Gateman, whose language was a little bit more colourful, shall we say, gave me an expletive about how far it was. Not about the place, but just how far. Which was, and Nina's been out racing again, hasn't she? She was I think she was racing at Zandvoort, which was good to see. We've had so many drivers come in this year. It's been very, very strong, and lots of very competitive drivers.
I think the lights may have just gone out. Yes, they have. They've gone out, and that means that Al-Azhari is going to take over the lead of the race by keeping plenty of heat in the tyres. Let's see when he's going to go.
Al-Azhari getting ready, putting the heat in the tyres. Not we probably really need to with the lovely sunshine that we've got here today. August Rayber, double race winner earlier on in the season. He's going to try and take the battle to him. Of course, Al-Azhari won his first race in the reverse grid at Silverstone, the club meeting on the international circuit back in May. And the restart is underway. We've got 9 minutes of Wera Tools F4 British Championship certified by FIA to go as they go down into Dufferston. Once again, Chase Fernandez in third place is on the offensive. Down behind him is Tommy Harfield. Had a penalty yesterday, Tommy, so keen to get up onto the podium here. This potentially Tommy's last meeting. This is meeting 7. He's done all of them, and the Challenge Cup is the limited run. He, I think, may switch to overall championship if he gets the budget to carry on. But Tommy Harfield in 4th place could well be his last meeting of the year. It'd be great to see him back. He's one of the first-year drivers, hence the rookie category for the car as the race leaders come up into, and of course, starting single file, one hopes that it's less eventful than lap 1.
That was a good move from Pasic on Bansal there, so down the inside of the hairpin, and now we've got another 2 running side by side. It's Harfield and Fernandez. So CDR has managed to get around the outside, so Harfield up into 3rd.
Yeah, podium will be great for Chris Dittman. Always a pleasure to catch up with Chris, who has another debut driver in with him this weekend. So Chris Dittman running well. Elba Larsson, of course, running with Chris Dittman as well. and get Harfield up into third place. I'd like to see Tommy complete the Yearfield, because it would be a shame for the challenge status for him to miss out, but I think the last 3 rounds would be a good building block for next year.
I agree, because he's been so quick this year. It'd be nice to see that he actually do the whole season, but again, I can see why he'd also do the Challenge Cup as well. But this battle hasn't ended here with Bansal and Pasik. As you can see, Bansal was trying to go around the outside, but Pasik's kept that position. He's in 5th and Bansal's 6th. As you can see further back here, we've got Ella, Lloyd and Jeff Hall, so that's the McLaren and the Mercedes drivers.
Wow.
Let's see if Jeff Hall can do anything about this. All over the gearbox of Ella Lloyd as they come through turn 3. Is he going to get a good run through the chicane? As this is one of the corners I was talking about where they get airborne if they hit that curve a little bit harder, but not quite the run that he needed there. And then we've got Campbell, Pilling and McLaughlin as well battling just in front of them.
Yeah, Rowan frustrated yesterday with another one of his starts. And
yeah, that wasn't great. I only heard about that when I got here, and he jumped the start once again. He did it pretty terribly at Alton Park, and then he's ended up with another 10-second penalty in yesterday's race. So not great for Campbell Pilling, especially when he has so much speed.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because he qualified on pole for yesterday's race. He didn't need to jump, but I guess if you've got it in your head, it's going to potentially make it worse for him, which is not good. As we watch Pasik, shout out for Bansal behind, who put Fortek back onto the top step of the podium, didn't he, at Zandvoort? So well done to Ari, which was, we knew they had the pace. Seen that earlier on in the season with pole positions and the like, but it was Ari Bansal that got Fortek onto the top step. There's our newcomer having a little bit of a Mr. Whippy there. It's Joseph Smith.
Yeah, he's come out of Ginetta Juniors. He decided to can that early and jump into F4. Oh, it's a nice little move, nice attempt, but and there was no contact. But yeah, as you can see, he just had a bit of a drift on, and the front right went over the sausage curb, which meant he was a little bit out of control, and that put him in the gravel. But yeah, great bit of car control from him. And here we go again, further back with the Argenti. Is that Argenti and that's Molnar, isn't it? Molnar and Palmer.
Yep, they're Palmer. Martin Molnar trying to claw some points back here on Fiona McLaughlin. He won't claw too many back in the reverse grid race. There is Molnar.
Late move.
Look at that, lovely move.
Nice. I like that a lot. We used to see that move back in Formula Ford days, but we don't see it as much anymore. But that was a great move from Molnar. Big lock-up. He should be all right. These tyres do hold up quite well.
Campbell Pilling's got past McLaughlin.
Yes, he has. Yeah, McLaughlin, the championship leader. Like I said, Campbell Pilling has got some speed. He's just needs to make sure that he doesn't jump all these starts, because he should have so many more points than he's got.
That's a good scout for Campbell Pilling, and you know we've spoken about the jump starts. He's the first to say that he would need to address that. He was the only driver, Phil, at the Grand Prix meeting to overtake the guy that won both races, Salim Hanna. He's the only person to go past him all weekend, and now he's passed our championship leader. So as you said, he's got the pace. It's just all going to come together for him.
It will. As long as he keeps working on it, it will. As you can see how close they get to the tyre bales through the chicane to try and get that perfect line. Campbell Pilling's actually, I'd say, pulled away a little bit there from McLaughlin. He's got some serious pace here.
McLaughlin, in terms of the championship points, heads Martin Molnar. He's got around about a race and a half in terms of those points. That could soon disappear, but McLaughlin's been steadily building up those points. He had a good steady Grand Prix meeting, another good one at Zandvoort where he got the lead out to over one race. And not saying Martin Molnar is slipping away, but he's getting into dangerous territory now, where that gap might be beyond arm's reach.
So the Red Bull driver of McLaughlin has got a black and white flag for track limits. There are actually a few of them. I saw number 2 as well, so Smith, and also number 24 Molnar have also had their black and white flags. So they need to be careful not to do any more track limits, because there will be some penalties coming.
That green and white car, lovely distinctive livery, easy to pick out, so we thank them for that. And that's our new lad, isn't it?
Crailing.
Arjen Crailing, who came to the media start down the inside. Lovely move there. Good stuff by Tommy Harfield. What a move that was by Harfield. This is why he needs to stay with the move out of the challenge bit and do the rest of the season for me.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a surprise. I didn't think he was going to go for that move, but Raber just left the door wide open.
Yeah.
And we had a bit of a lock-up as we break down the inside. But yeah, Raber didn't really try and cover that one off at all. Now Raber's under massive pressure from Fernandez.
Yeah, so Chase Fernandez, of course, won at Donington Park, the reverse grid race, so no slouch at all. Raber not looking comfortable at the moment. Al-Azhari is, though. 1.5 seconds clear. Here's a replay of Tommy's move.
I don't think Raber was even looking. But then he didn't really even turn for the corner either. So he's obviously had a glance at the last second and then realised that he's coming. Oh, another big lock up there for Raber now this time. So as he's trying to keep Fernandez behind, he's having a lock up. So yeah, he's under real pressure now to try and keep this podium spot.
He is, yeah. Tommy Harfield's away down the road in P2. Adam Al-Azhari on his way to maybe another race win here.
Oh, there's going to be contact here soon. Raber needs to calm the steering wheel down a little bit there. He did it at the start, but he's now decided to do it again on this towards the end of the race. Yeah, it's all right, defending position, but he needs to do it safely.
This is important, isn't it, for Fernandez? This is all about a podium now.
It is, yeah. Fernandez obviously wants that podium, but Raber just wants to. He's obviously started on pole. He doesn't want to be off the podium completely. So, yeah, he's going to be fighting for his life here to stay in third place.
So all these guys we're looking at are just outside or near the top 10 for the third race of the weekend. Lots of side-by-side classic Knockhill action here. Zach Colquhoun coming up as well in the 33.
Fernandez and Pezik and Banzel battling hard behind it. Banzel going to the outside. That's also Molnar who's in this mix. So Banzel this is doing a great battle all race long with Banzel and Pezik. Banzel's going to try and go down the inside there. Pezik's going to use experience, but no, he's in the gravel, and that's Banzel down the inside. Molnar's going to try and follow through, but Pezik's kept the position. Oh, great F4 racing here. This is what it's all about. Molnar's going to try and come through. We're hearing that Tommy Harfield has got contact. Fastest lap. In second, there is contact. It's all going on all through the field. Pezik there and Molnar really getting stuck in. Now they've extended that runoff there, so that's allowed Pezik to be able to keep that position because he was completely on the red bit of tarmac. As you can see, we've got quite a few side by side now going through the hairpin. This is looking tasty now as they side by side once again going down the start finish straight. Campbell Pilling there and Palmer. Yeah, I think Campbell Pilling's going to keep the position. Yes, he is. This is great bit of driving between all these guys. Yeah, this is, there we were sort of speculating this might be too small for them, but they're putting on some great racing and probably just within the limits on the F4 now. If it gets any quicker, might be an issue. I need to look at the fastest lap, 48.892 with the second place driver. Will McIntyre has the lap record here. Racing running in GB3 now, 5th position in the championship. 38 seconds remaining. Al-Azhari from Tommy Harfield. And then in third place, Raber still there. Chase Fernandez, the former Ginetta Junior Scholar, still that very strong link between the Ginetta Championship and a lot of youngsters wanting to do single-seaters come up. Do you think we'll see Rocco Coronel next year in this, or will he go sports cars? No, he'll go F4. He's definitely going F4. I just don't know which country yet, but he's got a hand on the trophy already, isn't he, Rocco? Yeah, pretty juniors. Much. Yeah. Nearly 100 points ahead, so he's absolutely dominated Ginetta Juniors. But that is number 2 with a time penalty, Joseph Smith. So yeah, I saw that he had quite a lot of laps deleted in qualifying as well, hence why he started so far back. But yeah, he needs to calm down on the old track limits. That's probably come from his Ginetta Junior days. It probably has. And do you know what though? I mean, he's 4th in the Ginetta Junior Championship in a very, very strong campaign. So for him to stop, brave decision, but he's sorting himself out for next year. As checkered flag, and it is Al-Azhari that takes it from Tommy Harfield. August Raber is going to hang on to third place ahead of Chase Fernandez in 4th. Look at them side by side up the road. 4th goes to Banzel from Jimmy Pezik. Martin Molnar 7th. Rowan Campbell Pilling in 8th. Well, they didn't get much racing time. They had half a race, didn't they, really, by the time the safety car had gone in. But Al-Azhari did the job off the start, did the job off the restart as well. And I wonder if we'd have had another safety car. Tommy Harfield got the fastest lap. He was gunning for that first win for CDR, wasn't he, Tommy Harfield? I don't think he's far away. I've said it before, but I agree. It's a shame actually that we only got half a race distance there, because I definitely agree that Harfield was catching Al-Azhari very hard, and there was a lot of good racing further back as well. So yeah, we only got to see half of that, but let's hope we get more of that later on. Yeah, I really hope we do, and always love it when new teams are up there and getting closer to first wins, and CDR very, very nearly there. But Adam Al-Azhari takes another win. Great for Rodin, and adding another win to their tally, making it difficult for the likes of High-Tech to try and close in on their collection of race wins in the F4 Championship, and MSA Formula, of course, it was known back in the day as well.
going through, and August Raber will be happy to have hung on to that podium from Chase Fernandez. Here's how they finished. Adam Alazari takes the win from Tommy Harfield and August Raber. Chase Fernandez in 4th. Ari Bansal next from Jimmy Pezik and Martin Molnar. Rowan Campbell-Pilling 8th. Theo Palmer 9th. Out of the points, apart from those he gained, 4 places gained, was Fionn McLaughlin in 10th place. A frustrating race for him. Ella Lloyd 11th from Yuhao Fu. Great stuff from Yuhao after yesterday's non-finish. Ethan Jeff Hall 13th from Cole Hewitson. Then it was Xavier Avramides and Arjen Kraling in 16th from Hani Sadiq and his debut weekend. Guy Ulbash in 18th from Henry Mercier, and Joseph Smith in 20th. 21st, well, non-finisher, of course, Thomas Behrman. Same with Henry Jocelyn and also Elba Larsen. No more recovery for the crews to deal with. Here's how they stand, though, after round 20, and the gap is down slightly, 41.5 points. Fionn McLaughlin ahead of Martin Molnar. Jimmy Pezik is next up from Tommy Harfield, now into 4th. Henry Jocelyn 5th from August Raber. Adam Alazari in 7th from Thomas Behrman. Ethan Jeffall 9th, and Leo Robinson in 10th place. McLaughlin could possibly sew up the rookie championship in the later stages of our next outing with this formula, believe it or not, but he's gunning for the overall as well. Thomas Behrman 2nd in the rookies from Theo Palmer, and in the Challenge Cup, Tommy Harfield 81 points clear of Ella Lloyd, with Charlie Edge in 3rd. So the drivers will go through the formalities, they'll get weighed, and all of the technical checks will happen. There's celebrations as well. We say well done to Adam Alazari and Rodin Motorsport on their win.